It sounds like a joke that a banana could be radioactive. After all, it's one of the most ordinary foods in the world. But bananas contain potassium, and a tiny fraction of that potassium is a naturally radioactive isotope called potassium 40. The surprising truth is that every banana emits a small amount of radiation, measurable with scientific instruments. This happens because radioactive elements exist naturally in many foods, soil, and even inside our own bodies. The amount is harmless, but very real. The insight here is that radiation is not always dangerous or artificial. It's a natural part of life on Earth. The world around us is quietly more complex than our fears often suggest. It sounds strange to say that rain has a smell. Water, after all, is supposed to be odorless, yet many people notice a distinct earthy scent just after the first rainfall following a dry spell. The surprising truth is that this smell comes from compounds released by soil bacteria and plants, which are lifted into the air when raindrops hit the ground. Scientists even gave this scent a name because it's so consistent and measurable. The realization is that what we call the smell of rain is actually the land responding to water after dryness. The lesson is that even familiar sensations hide quiet science behind them. Nature speaks softly, and sometimes our nose hears it first. It feels impossible that something floating overhead could be incredibly heavy. Clouds look light, soft, and harmless. Yet a single large cloud can weigh more than 1 million tons because it contains billions of tiny water droplets. The shocking detail is that gravity doesn't pull it down all at once because the droplets are spread out and constantly supported by air currents. The realization is that appearances can be deeply misleading. The lesson is that scale matters in understanding the world. Even the sky carries hidden weight above us every day. It sounds like a mistake to say a planet's day could outlast its year. On Earth, days are short and years are long, so we assume that's universal. But Venus rotates extremely slowly on its axis while orbiting the Sun more quickly. The shocking detail is that one full rotation of Venus takes longer than one complete trip around the Sun. This happens because Venus spins sluggishly, likely due to ancient collisions or gravitational effects. The realization is that time behaves very differently across the universe. The lesson is that familiar rules are often local, not universal. The cosmos constantly reminds us that normal is relative. It sounds like science fiction to say that humans glow in the dark. We imagine glowing bodies only in movies or fantasy stories, but the human body constantly produces tiny amounts of light through chemical reactions inside our cells. The surprising detail is that this light is real, caused by biochemical processes where molecules release faint photons. Our eyes simply cannot see it because it is far too weak. Specialized cameras, however, can detect this soft glow. The realization is that life itself quietly emits light as a byproduct of staying alive. The lesson is that even the most familiar thing, our own body, contains hidden wonders beyond normal perception. Existence is more luminous than it appears. It sounds unbelievable that an animal could survive with three hearts. We grow up thinking one heart is the absolute rule of biology. Yet octopuses quietly break that rule beneath the ocean. Two of their hearts pump blood to the gills, while the third pumps it to the rest of the body. The strange detail is that when an octopus swims, the main heart actually stops beating, which is why octopuses prefer crawling over swimming. This setup exists because their blue copper-based blood needs extra circulation to carry oxygen efficiently. The lesson is that evolution doesn't aim for simplicity, it aims for what works. Nature often solves problems in ways that feel alien, yet perfectly logical once understood. It sounds biologically wrong to say birds don't pee. We assume all animals remove liquid waste the same way, but birds evolved a different system to stay light enough for flight. The strange truth is that birds convert nitrogen waste into a paste-like substance and excrete it together with solid waste. This saves water and reduces body weight. The realization is that even basic bodily functions can adapt to survival needs. The lesson is that evolution reshapes life in practical ways we rarely notice. Efficiency often hides in the most ordinary behaviors. It sounds unbelievable that dropping metal into water could cause an explosion. Water feels gentle and harmless, while metal feels solid and stable. But metals like sodium and potassium react violently when they touch water, instantly releasing heat and hydrogen gas. The shocking detail is that the reaction happens so fast that it can cause flames or explosions. This occurs because these metals are eager to give away electrons, and water triggers that release. The realization is that danger doesn't always look dangerous at first glance. The lesson is that understanding science matters because appearances can hide powerful reactions beneath calm surfaces. It sounds unrealistic that a food could last forever. We are taught that all foods rot with time, yet jars of honey found in ancient tombs have been opened thousands of years later and were still edible. The strange truth is that honey's low moisture, natural acidity, and antibacterial properties make it hostile to bacteria and microbes. As long as it stays sealed, it resists decay almost indefinitely. The realization is that preservation doesn't always require technology. The lesson is that nature sometimes perfects solutions humans spend centuries trying to replicate. Some things are built to endure far beyond a lifetime.